Hey, good morning, Facebook. It is Vanessa here, your motivational speaker, trainer, and head coach from Live, Love, Give. And today's message has come from a bit of inspiration from a few of you incredible human beings out there who have been asking me to talk about healthy boundaries and how to create more of that in our lives. And it's so funny because it's something that I have been working on myself for a long time, and I've made some real traction in recent months. And yeah, I just wanted to talk into this idea between, boundaries versus barricades, and what the real difference is, and how we can definitely have best intentions as individuals to want, we want to have, love in our lives, and we want to protect ourselves from fear, but ultimately we might be going down the wrong path. And that's why I wanted to introduce you guys to a way of thinking that I use in terms of what is the difference between a boundary and a barricade. And so before I keep going, I just want to say a quick hi to see who of you amazing human beings out there have been able to join me today. Hassani, awesome, and Laval, and Gary, and Elf. Awesome to have you live. And Alex and Brian, I love having you join me from Chicago. And Gary and Daniel, awesome. And Anne, you're back. Oh, my faves are here. And James and Sean and Jeremy. Oh, my day's made. And definitely Adam, you've joined me too. Awesome. So awesome to have you guys join me live today. I never really know who's going to join me because you guys know how random I am in terms of when I jump on here. But I had to jump on early because I've got so much jam-packed in my day today. So I wanted to make sure I could give you a quality session today and talk into something that I'm really passionate about, and definitely really passionate about all you incredible human beings out there who struggle with this, who have best intentions, but you end up blocking yourselves from love and depth and meaning in your lives because you're just so scared of being hurt maybe again. And that's why I wanted to bring this message. And ultimately, the real simple answer in terms of what's the difference between, boundaries and barricades is ultimately that boundaries are, we have an intention with a boundary to move toward love, and that's our intention. That's our focus. We're focused on love. We're focused on generating more love, more healthy levels of love, more depth, more meaning, and we're valuing ourselves and the treatment of ourselves. So and others. So that's why we want to put those, we want to use our courage to put healthy boundaries in place and speak up about what our truth is. And on the flip side, barricades are ultimately, the focus and intention is about moving away from pain, moving away from fear, right? But what happens is we get what we focus on, and with barricades, we're so focused on the fear element of it that's ultimately what we end up attracting more and more of, and we stay in this really negative, unhealthy cycle where we actually completely block ourselves from love. And you guys always hear me talk into the fact that our purpose, if you really just put it all down to one thing, every single human being walking this planet has the same purpose. And the purpose is to love fully and allow ourselves to be loved fully. Love is everything if we break it all down. And, I know we're living this human existence and we have so many, things and responsibilities and all these different things that we need to think about that take us away from that truth. But that's why I wanted to talk into that purpose, into that fact, and really connect with you guys about what we all want at the end of the day is that depth of connection and love and oneness and connection with the world, right? And ultimately, if we can break it down into these two different modalities of reaching the same result, whether we're intentional or unintentional, it comes down to boundaries versus barricades. So my intention for today's video is to get you really questioning, building some more self-awareness, questioning, where in your life are you setting healthy boundaries? Or where are you putting up these blocks, these barricades to love? And what I really want to introduce you to is something that I've discovered through my journey, and it's really powerful. And what it is that to cross that gap, if you recognize that you have been setting these barricades to love, and you've got these big walls up, and you're protecting yourself from everybody who could potentially come in and hurt you, but you're also, preventing yourself, you're blocking those people out there who could be coming in to love you. So I want you guys to get this, because there's, this is what adds meaning to our lives, is that ability to love fully and be loved fully. And so in order to cross that barricade, to open up those doors to that barricade, I want to let you know that it comes from communication. You see, when we have barricades to love, we've stopped communicating. We're not opening up. We're so in fear and pain that we stop ourselves from actually opening up the gate to allow for a new possibility of creating a healthy boundary so that we can fully experience love. And so that's what I want to put that message out to you. If you're somebody out there who has been really noticing that you're putting up these barricades to love, maybe it's in your relationship, you're just not communicating. You're not expressing how you feel, or maybe you're so scared to let a friend in, a relationship occur, that you're just putting up all these blocks and sabotaging behaviors. Recognize that you need to communicate, but in order to get the courage to communicate, you need to know who you are. You need to do the work on yourself. You need to look at every challenge, look at this barricade as a lesson that life is trying to teach you. And the longer you hold on to this barricade, the longer you're holding on to that ignorance of not learning the lesson, and therefore it's blocking you from the real depth and meaning in your life. So I want you to think about this barricade. If you were to communicate to set a healthy boundary in a relationship in your life, whether that be your intimate, your family, your friendships, your business, wherever, in your workplace, wherever it is, I want you to think about, if you had to communicate in order to open that barricade and get to a healthy boundary, would you know what to communicate about? Do you know who you are? Do you know what is healthy for you to have moving forward? Do you value yourself enough to respect yourself enough to get clarity over what that is, to give yourself the time and energy and effort it takes to get that clarity so that you can move towards that and actually be able to communicate that? Or are you just living in this life of expectation where you just expect everybody else around you to be a mind reader, to tell you who you are, to tell you what you want, to tell you what your needs and desires are? And ultimately, if you're being really honest with yourself, and I know you guys who listen to a video like this and follow this work, I know that you guys are, committed to growing, committed to your own success, and you're going to have the courage to be honest with yourself because you value your personal growth. Ultimately, you've got to be honest with yourself when you're asking these questions. And I want to know from you, where are you holding yourself back? Where are you creating that big barricade because maybe at one point or maybe several points you got hurt and now you're just too scared and you don't trust in love? And I want you to be really brutally honest with yourself. Do you even know who you are, and what are you doing about it? Do you even know what your needs are, and what are you doing about it? And do you even know that you are valuable, you are worthy, you are lovable right here, right now? And if you don't, what are you doing about discovering that and building that and generating that truth and trust and belief? And I could keep going on all day, but how's this resonating with you guys out there? Let me know, is this something that you struggle with? Is this something that you'd like me to talk more into about how to set these healthy boundaries, about how to break down these barricades to love, these walls to love, that are keeping us stuck and keeping us away from our sole purpose in life, to really get to a place of self-awareness and value of ourselves, to love fully and be loved fully, without the conditions, without the limitations, without the barricades. So definitely comment below and let me know. And just want to check in with you guys because, as always, I'm always going off, aren't I? And Awesome. Where am I catching up to? Yes, so awesome to have you live, Elf. I appreciate you joining me. And James, nice to have you. And Sean, and Adam, and yes, love it, love it, love it. Yes, Superstar Jeremy's in the house. Thanks, Gary. I love that you love my accent. And Jack, thank you for your compliment. And awesome, Hassani, I love having you here. And Kevin from LA, love it. I love when you guys tell me where you are. So if you haven't already, tell me where you are in the world. I'd love to just check out where you guys are from. At the moment, I'm in Melbourne, Australia, and loving it. I'm actually standing right now in my bedroom of being a child. It's no longer a bedroom, but it's become my office here while I'm here. But I love seeing where you are in the world, and thank you so much, Adam and Julio. Nice to have you. Moises, you're back. I love it. And from Dubai, love it, Julio. And Laura, and yes, Daniel. Yes, totally was listening to this on Personal Power. Oh, awesome. I love that. And Samuel, nice to have you. Awesome. And James, yes. And Brad and Roy, awesome. Elf, so very true. Healthy boundaries is loving yourself enough to respect yourself. Barricades are the fears that one puts in place to avoid the truth of self. Much wisdom. I love having you here, Elf. As always, I love reading your words of wisdom. They so resonate with me, and I love it. So thank you for sharing your words of wisdom there. And Lee, what time do you go live? Oh, okay. I don't have a schedule in terms of when I go live. I'm very random, and I'll just let you guys know the reason for that is I want to be as consistent as possible for you guys, and I kind of just roll with it. What I've found works really good for me as an individual is to be able to have the freedom to do whatever I want, whenever I want, without the restriction. And I can change how I feel about things, or when I want to do things, and when I'm called to talk about things. So I've just found that for me, keeping it kind of a bit random, like just whenever it happens to be, and my life is a bit random, I work for myself, I'm an entrepreneur, and I don't have structure as much in terms of that. So that's just what I've found. I get in flow when I'm allowing myself to have that freedom. So I hope if you can't catch me live, which I love having you guys catch me live, I really hope that you do get value from the recordings, and I try to kind of mix it up anyway. Sometimes I'm in my afternoon or morning or whatever, so hopefully I can reach you guys across the globe. And Darko, nice to have you. And yes, Daniel, it's the hardest. Learning to see oneself as gifted and beautiful in terms of one's gifts and natural abilities, and how universe will provide people and community when we step out and trust that our gifts are reflective of who we are. Thank you so much for sharing that. That is so beautifully said, and I totally agree. And that's why one of the things that I really love working with individuals on is discovering your genius. And it is tapping into the personality psychology. Ultimately, we all have our brains wired in particular ways, which make up why our personality is different from the next person. And when we have that knowledge and understanding of how our brains are wired, actually allows us to tap into what our unique genius is. So if that is something that you guys would be interested in, definitely book in a 15-minute power session with me, and I can explain a bit more and talk and meet you as an individual, and they're free sessions. So yeah, just in case you guys didn't know, definitely book in one of those 15-minute power sessions. And thanks so much for sharing your thoughts there, Daniel. Gary from San Diego, love it. I haven't been to San Diego. I'd love to get there one day. One of my good friends lives there, so awesome. And Lee, loved your message this morning. Oh, awesome, from North Carolina. Thank you, Lee. And Moises, yeah, one day we might meet. You might come to Australia, I might be over in Mexico, who knows. And Anne, many times I can break barricades only to find a new layer there needs to be attention. Yet usually for me, I can set boundaries easily. I used to have barricades and learned so many techniques to smash through the barricades. I feel my gut instincts, and that puts me in my natural flow. I love that, Anne, and thank you so much for sharing that. And you're so spot on. you know, I really do believe that, you know, we're always growing. There is always that next level, that next layer. And, you know, what I really want to, you know, mention there in terms of what you've just said, and thank you so much for sharing that, Anne, is that ultimately, you know, when we get to that next layer, we break through that next layer of the barricade, you know, it is part of the human experience that we're probably going to have another one. We're probably going to have another wall that we didn't even know was there. And that is kind of the beauty of relationship. I like to talk into relationship being your biggest vehicle for personal development, because it brings up all those barricades to love, and it gives us so many opportunities to really see what they are, become conscious of what they are, and break through. So awesome, Anne. I love you sharing your journey here. Thank you so much, and I honor it. You know, I've met you, and I can see that you are constantly, you know, hungry to learn and grow and break through to that next level. So I love that about you, Anne. Thank you so much. And awesome. Gary's, okay, gifts. Do I say it weird? Daniel, yes. Thank you so much. And Raul, nice to have you. And MD, awesome. And Luciano and Hikam, what is your mission in your life? Oh, thanks for asking. So Hikam, honestly, you know, what I just said before, you know, that I really do believe that each and every one of us, our purpose in life is always the same. It's always to go on that journey of loving fully and allowing ourselves to be loved fully. But my current mission is actually how to help. I just want to help people transform. I want them to build the consciousness around who they are, around what they want. I want them to build the courage and the self-belief to go after it and create exactly what they want to in their lives, and align fully with the truth of who they are. And I want them to build extraordinary quality of connection, whether that be with your intimate partner, or to all of it. You know, your friends, your family, your business relationships, connections with just other human beings, and surrounding yourself by, you know, up-leveling those connections, and with people who both support and challenge you to break through to your next level of potential, and ultimately getting to a place of contribution. You know, where we understand and we own what our unique gifts are, and then we give them to the world, and we create real meaning. We feel like we really make a difference. So thank you for asking that question, Hikam. I hope that resonated. It is the four cornerstones of empowerment I like to talk into it as, and that is ultimately my mission, is to help people just like you guys out there to become more conscious, more courageous, more connected, and more contributing. So I hope that made sense, and thank you so much for asking. And John, in Glasgow, Scotland, oh, you're making me jealous. When I was in Scotland 2 years ago, I wasn't in Scotland, I was in the UK, but I didn't quite make it to Scotland, and I'm regretting it. I can't wait to have another opportunity to do that. Yes, okay, so very tired from promoting a gig on my way home. Oh, awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate so much your kind words there, and thank you so much, John. Much appreciated. Much love to you. And Victoria, awesome to have you. And Francesca, nice to have you back. And Anne, you're so welcome. I've got so many kind words for you. So, of course, I love having you back. And Gary, you should help empower women. Oh, thank you so much. And, you know, that's something that's difficult, because I love working with both men and women, and it's hard to sort of navigate who to help. But I appreciate so much your kind words there, Gary. Thank you so much. And Dominic, nice to have you. And Don, nice to have you back as always. So, guys, that is really my message. I've appreciated so much your engagement today, guys. I really love it. You guys, you know, my energy just like skyrockets when I get to engage with you guys. So I appreciate each and every one of you so much. And I really hope that today's message has served you. It's got you questioning, you know, what are you setting healthy boundaries, or have you put up these massive barricades to love? And that's ultimately the whole reason why we're here on this planet, is to love fully and be loved fully, and that is the work to focus on. There is nothing more meaningful than going in that direction of love. So thank you. And Hassani, Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. It's awesome, Hakam. And thank you so much. I'm grateful that my mission resonates with you. I love that. And awesome. Thank you so much, Moises. That's it from me today, guys. I hope that you're going to check out, your boundaries versus barricades. You're going to recognize that in order to break free of that barricade and set really beautiful, healthy boundaries that move you in the direction of love, and away from fear, moving totally focused on love and potential, I hope that you're going to recognize that you've got to get clear on who you are and what you want and what you deserve, like focusing on that value that is inherent to each and every one of us, no matter where we come from, our background, nothing else matters. We all have inherent worth and value. And when we tap into that and then we get clarity over what our needs are, and then we open the lines of communication, that is how we start stepping into creating healthy boundaries and breaking down the barricades to love. So really hope that was valuable to you guys. I've appreciated you so much, and I cannot wait to see you guys tomorrow. So sending you all of my love, light, blessings, gratitude, energy, everything coming at you, and I will see you guys tomorrow. So make sure you drop any questions, comments, as always, ideas for topics. I appreciated so many of you reaching out to me about boundaries, and I was excited to share this message with you guys today. So that was awesome. So keep those questions, comments, and topic ideas coming. You guys rock, and I will see you guys tomorrow.